Good morning, watch nerds. Before I go any further, I should thank John, my friend, for the loan of his new watch before he's actually received it. His automatic Seiko, of similar design to this one, just died after 32 years without a service, so I suppose he's got no real right to complain. Because he's been waiting a while for this, I'm going to do things a little bit differently. I've taken many photos of the watch and I'll accompany them with a recording of my opinions along with the details of it. So at no point will you actually see the watch live. So here's a few pictures to be going on with. Despite having quite a large wrist, John wanted to dress the automatic watch for about 36mm, which proves smaller watches look fine on fat people. Sorry John, not a criticism, just an observation. Now it's fair to say he had a budget, so I looked far and wide. Well, eBay and AliExpress anyway, and to be honest, there was little choice. This is the Pagani design PD1752, or sometimes known as the DD36. Why that's the case I've got no idea, and I don't intend on spending hours finding out why. I've only ever owned one Pagani design watch, and that was the quartz homage of a Rolex Daytona. And to be fair, I didn't really have any complaints, especially for the money. On the subject of money, what will you pay for one of these? Well, it may vary. I think the most you're likely to pay in the UK is around about £130. The least is around about £80, which is what I picked this one up for. After you've sat through this video, I think you'll probably agree with me that that's pretty good value for money. Well, the box it came in can hardly be described as luxury, but what do you expect? It does the job. I don't really have much more to say about it. So starting with the dimensions, and let's not forget this is a dress watch, even if it does come in larger sizes. The case is just over 36mm, the lug width is 20mm, the depth including a sapphire crystal with the cyclops is 12.8mm, the lug to lug is 44mm, and the weight with all the links fitted is about 123 grams. In my opinion, the watch wears to size. Inside and keeping the watch ticking is the Seagull ST16, a movement I've never actually had in a watch before. However, Seagull have been making movements for many years and in general they're considered pretty reliable. It's a 3 Hz movement that ticks away at 21,600 beats per hour, hacks and hand winds, and it's got a power reserve of between 36 and 40 hours. I can't tell you how accurate it is in real life because it isn't mine, but this is what it looks like on the time grapher. Well, that looks very good. I've given it a few winds. The beat error is absolutely spot on and the rate's excellent. No complaints there at all. The 6mm sign crown screws down and is reasonably well knurled. It operates the watch without issue, but as expected for a watch of this price, the engagement is a little bit gritty. But don't worry, watches costing more than 10 times as much as this often have a gritty engagement. For what this costs, the President style bracelet is pretty good. Probably better than John's old Seiko that cost him twice as much 32 years ago. It tapers down from 20mm to 18mm, then back up to 20mm for the clasp. The tolerances aren't bad, and whilst I haven't actually worn the watch, I suspect it's pretty comfortable, especially as the edges are reasonably smooth. It won't surprise you that there aren't any quick release spring bars, and adjustment is made by removing split pins. The clasp, strictly speaking, isn't in keeping with the original, but nonetheless, it's decent enough and better than what you get with the new Seiko. It's milled, it's got double pushers, 3 micro adjustments, and it's signed. All in all, the bracelet and the clasp more than befit a watch of this price. The case is similar to the Oyster style case developed for the original watch it homages, and I'm sure you know which one I'm referring to. It's 316L stainless steel, and to be fair, the polishing is pretty good. Now, fluted bezels have never really been my thing, but slowly and surely I'm coming around to appreciate them more. It's nicely shaped, and with a short lug to lug, it's going to fit 99% of people's wrists. There's an exhibition case back which is made of mineral crystal, but the need for sapphire on the back is arguably quite negligible. It screws down to aid the watch's claim 100 metres of water resistance, which is fairly impressive really, and there is some basic information engraved around the outside. The dial is by far the most interesting part of the watch and comes in different colours as well as with Roman numerals. This one, as you can see, has got the meteorite dial, even though I very strongly suspect it's not genuinely meteorite. From the outside we've got an encased minute track which then leads on to the white baton indices, which aren't present at the 12 o'clock because of the day complication or the 3 o'clock because of the date complication, which by the way has got a sapphire cyclops, something I'm not particularly fond of. Under the day complication we have the Pagani logo with Pagani design printed underneath. I can't help thinking that maybe it would have looked better without the script, and above the 6 o'clock it reads automatic with the claim water resistance below that. The simple stick hands are black and against the dial make it a very easy watch to read at a glance. Regarding the lume, it doesn't have one, but it's a dress watch, so what do you expect? So what do I think of the Pagani design PD1752, or whatever you want to call it? This particular design isn't to my taste, even though over the years I have become more fond of its aesthetics. Well, the build quality is pretty reasonable to be fair. The movement is proven, it's got sapphire crystal, the case finishing is more than respectable, the clasp and bracelet are surprisingly good for the price, and it's even got 100 metres of water resistance. If this watch is to your taste and you're on a limited budget, how could you possibly go wrong? So it's a thumbs up from me. That brings me to the end of this review, so if you've enjoyed it please click on the like button, subscribe or I'll send you a picture of the Labour Party's cabinet, leave your comments below and enjoy the rest of your day.